Welcome back to Daybreak Extra on Trust TV. It's been fun so far, and if you check your time, it is the top of the hour, talking about 9 a.m. We just have less than 1 hour to go, and right about now, we're moving on to a lighter note, and we have, a filmmaker and a lawyer in the studio talking about Chavala Yeduma. She's here to talk about, filmmaking, especially in Nigeria. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us,
Thanks
Chavala.
for having me. Good morning.
All right, so let's start. Can you tell us why you decided to become a filmmaker? Why did you decide to pursue that career?
Well, initially, I didn't always think that I was going to be a filmmaker. So I always thought I was going to be in front of the scene, performing arts and stuff. And then when I tried it, I realized that those behind the scene are having more fun, to me, basically. So I tried that out once. And since then, I never went back. I just enjoyed it fully and completely.
So how long ago was that?
2018. I started 2018. I graduated from school 2017, and 2018 I just went in to entertainment fully.
You studied law?
Yes, I did.
Okay, then why filmmaking? No.
That's the thing. When growing up, you always think that you want to do this and that and that, and then I feel like it's always important to try things out. So with law, it was always, people's ideas on me projecting. And I always thought, okay, maybe this is what I wanted to do. And then when I studied it and practiced for a month, I'm like, not
Practiced
really.
for 1 month?
Yeah, just for a month. During NYSC. And I said, no.
Right, so being a filmmaker, how's the journey been so far?
So far, it's been quite interesting because it's not like it's something that I studied. So I feel like I've been learning continuously on the job, and learning is so beautiful to me. So the process has been so interesting, quite challenging as well, considering that it's the entertainment industry.
Okay.
But I would say interesting generally so far, yeah.
All right, so just before we go ahead with some of the questions, let's take a look at what you have done.
All right.
I always imagine what love looks like, what it smells like, especially what it feels like. I have an idea of what to expect from love. But the most mysterious thing about love is when it might appear.
Elijah, you won't come back. All those small girls that are there.
I'll be back just now. You don't have to go and do what I have to do. Ah, my baby, you're the sugar in my tea. I love you.
I love you too.
What is it? Did he say I love you? What's up there? Oh, there, Bo. For your mind, he love you. He love you, Abby? He dey come. You dey deceive yourself, sure you know.
Let me deceive.
At your age.
Thank you. Love you.
Old age.
Okay, so this particular movie is a short film, right? And it won you an award or a nomination at the AMVCAs, right? Or not this one?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a film that we did for Jacqueline Sowari, the artist. It's an artistic film, basically.
Okay.
We did it for her as a promotional video, my team and I, Offline and Layers. That was the one that won the nomination for Best Online Content. Yeah.
So most of your stuff is actually online?
Yeah, it is online.
So you do short films,
I do
videos,
short film,
yeah.
documentaries. I've done a documentary before.
Okay.
And then, commercial fashion. I've done a fashion film as well. Ads, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to break into the commercial industry.
Oh, all right. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's your focus now?
That is what I'm doing now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm mixing it both because with filmmaking, if I want to keep doing short films and my personal work, it's a lot of money. But with commercial, you're getting money. You're doing client's job, it's getting paid. So I have to mix it up, you know. Man has to eat.
Definitely, you've got to eat. So any plan of expanding to feature films?
Oh, definitely, definitely. But I'm thinking of doing that after film school. I'm planning on going to film school to fully learn, you know, the business aspect of it so that I don't just go into the industry dull. So I want to go to film school for like a year or two before I come back and fully go into Nollywood. Yes.
Okay. So what is it about, you know, the movie industry in Nigeria that you're so passionate about?
I wouldn't say it's just Nigeria. I would just say I'm passionate about filmmaking, period. It's just, it's so beautiful to see how you can, you know, vision something and then bring it out. Like, you know, you have something in your head and then you bring it out for people to see exactly what it is that you're thinking. Also to be able to tell stories, you know, bring up issues. I've done a film on domestic violence. I've done a film on mental health issue. That's my first film was on mental health, and then the second one was on domestic violence. So I feel like it's such a great opportunity to be able to, you know, tell these stories and create awareness through films. You can do anything through film, basically. I feel like it's so interesting, and everybody should have a passion for film, basically.
So, well, there were two. If after film school now.
Yes.
And you say you want to move into the movie industry.
Of
So,
course.
and you're passionate about movies or film, generally.
Film generally.
Not particularly Nollywood.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility that you might go elsewhere to practice?
Yes, wherever life takes me. I just want to focus on films.
Okay.
And the next step, obviously, after film school is going into Nollywood. If from Nollywood I break into another industry, that's perfect.
Right, so speaking of Nollywood now,
Yeah.
what's your impression about it? The current state of Nollywood as it is right now. What impression do you have about it?
I feel like Nollywood has really evolved. They are doing really well compared to, you know, back then. There's been a lot of improvement in terms of production, you know, storytelling, the inclusivity, English, diversity, everything. People are learning, relearning, unlearning. So I feel like Nollywood is doing really well. Obviously, there's a lot of improvements compared to, you know, other industries. There's a lot of improvement to be done, but I'm liking where things are going right now. You know, we're on Netflix, we're on Amazon, we're on different platforms internationally. So I'm really liking it. I'm enjoying it.
Well, lots of people actually say that being on Netflix and Amazon is not really because of the quality that we actually have, it's because of the numbers that we bring. Nigerian movies have a lot of followership within Nigeria, and with Nigeria we have numbers. So it's a lot of people think it's a business thing that Amazon and Netflix are actually doing that. Do you have that impression as well?
I mean, for us to have numbers, it means we're doing something good, right?
Are we?
Yes.
No, but we have population. That is what we have. We have population, and Nigerians like to watch other Nigerians, and that's that. So, are you with the opinion?
Not necessarily.
That is not because of the quality we have.
No, not necessarily, because I feel like there are a lot of Nigerian films that are doing well. Sometimes it might not be well in terms of story, but sometimes it can be well in terms of production. And with art, it's very subjective. I can see a movie and think it's really good, and somebody else will see a movie and think, this is not my thing. So I feel like it's very, very subjective. And I feel like there are a lot of movies doing well, so it's just not the numbers. I don't think it's just the numbers. I feel like there are a lot of good movies out there that, you know, are worth watching and worth, you know, putting on the platform aside just numbers. Yes.
Okay, now earlier you actually talked about, you know, having a team, and, you know, there's a saying that, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. So in your opinion, what is the key to developing a good team, especially when it comes to filmmaking? Because we're aware that depending on the team, someone or one person can actually either make or mar your production too.
I feel like with that, I'm still kind of learning. Because most of the people I've worked with, there's been a lot of, you know, challenge. Some people are very laid back. A lot of creatives, especially in Abuja, are laid back. So I would say I'm still learning to, you know, get to create my team. I've been here for, 3-4 years. So I feel like what I've done basically is just try not to be that bossy boss. I always ask opinions, you know, we learn together, we are growing together. In my whole team, there's nobody that I would say is at the top or has it all figured out. So most of the times I just, you know, work together with them as a team, and as if I'm part of the team as well, not as if I'm anybody's boss or whatever. So I feel like that has kind of helped me to form that, and then friendship as well. Most of the people I work with, I'll call them my friends. Yeah.
All right, so how large is your team?
I don't think I have a permanent team.
Oh, I see.
I don't have like an in-house team,
okay,
basically. So I just call up, you know, writers and whatever. You know, when we have a project to do, I just call up everybody. I don't think I have the amount of money to keep anybody and pay them constantly. Okay. But I have people that I can call on at any time that I need a project. Yes, based on need.
Okay.
So it's not so large. There are writers, cinematographers, you know, sound, music. So whenever I need somebody, they know that, okay, they're on Valor Films. That's the name of my company. Okay. So whenever we need something, we just call them. They're on standby.
So you're the only permanent staff?
I am my younger sister, yes. My younger sister, right.
All right.
Yeah.
That's nice. So what has been your biggest challenge since you started filmmaking, since you ventured into this? What has been your biggest challenge?
Okay, so as an aspiring filmmaker, I'll call myself. One of the advice that we are given by our mentors or the big people out there is they always tell us to, you know, work with fellow upcoming people, work with fellow aspiring people, because it's always easier. It's like, why don't you just work with people instead of always hustling to, you know, work with the big names? And with that, working with people is so challenging because at the end of the day, nobody's getting paid. We're doing this for portfolio. We're doing this to learn. Nobody's getting paid. So it's always so challenging getting people on the same drive as you. Like, we want to collaborate, we want to do things together, and then some people might be, you know, not doing the right thing or being laid back, and then you can't be angry or you can't force them. So one of the most challenging things for me is working with people, especially people on the same level as I am. It's always so challenging because this is not a paid job. This is like a collaboration or whatever. And so far so good. I feel like that's my biggest challenge so far. I've not really had any huge challenges because most of the projects are usually overseen by me. So I have a big amount of control in what happens. But yeah, working with people is quite challenging.
Okay, so how do you choose your cast? Because, you know, you actually did a short movie with, you know, a few stars, and we all know that stars, you know, do not audition for movies. And what is your take about, you know, auditioning in general, and how, you know, not some Nollywood, you know, filmmakers or directors actually choose their casts?
There was this audition that I went for once that was so bad. I can't really call the
you won't come back. All those small girls.
Director. It was so bad. The treatment was so annoying because I feel like a lot of directors and producers treat you know, upcoming people that are trying to find an opportunity in the industry so badly. I can't even go into detail of that. So since then, I feel like people have now moved to online auditions. A lot of people do monologues online. A lot of people drop their content online. And now, as you can see, you know, social media influencers, that's what people are picking now to do films. So I feel like right now, a lot of filmmakers are going online. We're going digital as opposed to like the physical filmmaking. And then through hashtags, Abuja actors, Lagos actors, Nigerian actors, you get to see people online, you know, see their work, see their portfolio. And that's exactly what I did as well when casting. Sometimes you just put the word out there. If you want to do this, this is what we're doing. Send the video, we'll screen. It makes things way easier. Okay. So yeah, online basically.
All right, so we know you've not actually, you know, been a filmmaker for, you know,
for
a long time. But so far, what would you say is your biggest achievement?
What have I? Apart from the nomination, I feel like just impacting people. I feel like just impacting people has been so great for me. I will call that an achievement, because even the film that I did on domestic violence, my friend called me. She was like, oh, I'm going through something similar. This has really touched me. And that's what makes me happy, being able to, you know, impact people's lives, being able to share a message. So I don't think I have a particular peak yet, but just the feedback that I've been getting, you know, the support I've been getting from my friends and family, it's been so amazing. Every time I release a film, there's always, you know, this kind of massive support. Those on TV who want to interview me, you know, talk to me, those that have their podcasts and whatever. So yeah, I feel like I've not really gotten to that peak, but the feedback and the impact that I've made so far, and I'm hoping to make in the future, is what keeps me going.
Well, a lot of people must have thought you were crazy when you said when you dumped your wig and gown and said you wanted to be a filmmaker.
My parents, yeah. Family, definitely.
There will definitely be a pushback.
My family has been so supportive. I can't even lie. My family has been so supportive, because even before I went into law, I told my dad that I'm not sure I want to do this. Let me just go into theater. He's like, Chav, I understand that you've grown up, you know, loving this and that, but I feel like I would want you to have a degree just as a backup. He never really discouraged me. He has been so supportive all my life. Everything I've tried to do, I've tried music, you know, presenting, media. He has been so supportive. Even my mom, she's just like, as long as you're happy, is this thing going to feed you in the future? Are you fine? That's fine. But then, you know, distant relative, uncles and aunties, they always have something to say. And as a creative in Nigeria, especially maybe you're not doing the typical 9 to 5, you're working from home, it's always seen as, is this girl okay? Until you start making big money and big bucks, because for everybody will come to your side. So I'm the kind of person that doesn't really care. As long as my parents are on board, my family are on board, every other person can just, you people will be fine at the end of the day. I couldn't care less, to be honest.
All right, so what's your advice for aspiring filmmakers? Particularly an advice that actually helped you, you know, become where you are, be where you are today. What's your advice for them?
I'll say don't all like the advice that I said I've gotten that has really helped me the most is, you know, don't always go, don't kiss ass. Don't always go and try to, you know, hustle your way to the top. Always try to see how you can walk your way through from the down up. A lot of people these days are always trying to find shortcuts. Let's just, you know, let's just get to the top fast. But I mean, there's a ladder, right? So I don't think that we should hurry up. Let everybody, you know, start from somewhere. Everybody starts from somewhere. Even the top filmmakers, they started from somewhere. Start from where you can. There's no shame in starting from, you know, you don't have to have it all figured out at the beginning. So start from somewhere, work with your fellow aspiring filmmakers, have a team. You don't always have to, you know, try to always get to the big names all the time. Start from somewhere.
Okay.
So any, is there any Nigerian filmmaker that you really love to work with right now?
Of course, Kunle Afolayan.
No, apart from Kunle Afolayan.
Apart from
yes,
him?
because everybody will want to work with him. Apart from him, any other person?
I would like to work with the females killing it in the industry as well. The women, Kemi Adetiba, Mo Abudu, they are doing really, really well in the industry. And I'm a woman's woman,
Okay.
So I'd love to be on their sets, you know, seeing how they work, seeing how they kind of manage people. You know, being a woman in the industry can be a bit different in a male-dominated industry, obviously. So kind of just learning from them, seeing how they are able to tackle the issues that I might face in the future as well.
But lots of women are into filmmaking now. Is it really still considered male-dominated?
It is. It is. Nollywood is very, very...
There's a lot of women in filmmaking, right? I mean, a lot.
Okay, when you talk about actors, you know, there are lots of, you know, females.
No, but even behind the camera, you know, yeah, we have lots of
not
producers,
as much as
lots of
the
executive
men.
producers. Yes, still, but will we call it male-dominated? Because when we say male-dominated, we're talking about like one to like 50 or 100. I don't think it's that. Is it that wide up till now?
I believe it is, but it's changing rapidly.
Exactly.
I feel like Nollywood is one industry that is growing so fast as when it comes to this gender issue. It's growing so fast. A lot of writers that I've seen.
There are lots of women.
This wasn't the
But
same.
I think the reason why you actually feel this way is the fact that the women are making more of an impact than the men now.
The few ones that are actually
The few ones,
But
exactly.
But that is the thing. If they are making more of an impact, then it's not male dominated. I mean, like, it's just dominated by numbers.
But
but
it's still
that's the thing.
dominated by men.
But impact. That's what we're talking about. I mean, like, you make a big splash, then that means you make more impacts than 50 guys who are actually making small scratches on the surface, which means the women are actually running the show.
I agree with that right now. I agree with that. The women are really doing their thing.
Exactly.
I don't really know statistically or like, you know, the full information or whatever, but I completely agree with you. The women are doing amazing.
Exactly.
And I am so happy that they've, you know,
Paved the way
done
for it.
that, and now
Girl
nobody
power.
is going to
Yeah.
nobody is going to see you and look down on you like, well, I'm like, my fellow women are doing it, so what are you talking about?
So I think it's time we actually change the narrative when it comes to the Nigerian movie industry, and it should be removed from that list of male-dominated industries, really, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, because I've seen a lot of work that women have done, and they're still doing, you know, even in front of the camera, you know, most of the women out there right now are really have amazing actors, you know, amazing actors. You know, yeah, the guys come there, they strut their stuff and whatnot, but really, the women are actually...
Even the writers.
You know, it's amazing. There was a list. We read one list a few weeks back about Nigerian-born people in the entertainment industry.
in the international, the actors.
Exactly. Most of them are actually women.
Yes.
You understand? When you look at them, most of them are actually women. And no, seriously, right now, any series that you watch now, as in
there has to be a Nigerian character.
When you look at the even if it's the end credits,
even the end credits, you have
behind the scenes, even if it is a key grip or best boy,
like,
you will have
mostly
to find,
directors.
you'll have to see somebody who has a Nigerian name there.
Nigerians are hustlers.
Yeah.
They are really
They
doing
are.
their thing.
Seriously.
Spread across every industry.
Every industry
really
you
doing
actually
their
find Nigerians there, and
then it's gradually becoming a norm that, you know, even in the characters, you know, there has to be not even an African American, an African American with a Nigerian root.
Yes.
They have to portray that because they know there's actually a market in Nigeria.
Exactly. Yeah, we bring the numbers. Yeah, and that's one good thing about the numbers. That's one. Yes, exactly. That's one good thing about the numbers that we actually have. And you know, as Nigeria, there's this sentiment that we have. Now.
Yes. One thing. Oh, it's our
Nigerian. It's our own. Go and watch it.
I'm telling you.
Whether it's good, whether it's bad, anything, as long as it's us that.
Exactly. So we actually have that. So a lot of people do that, and because of the numbers, which is good for us, you know. And I think once and most times now we're starting to be portrayed in a very good light. Back then it wasn't really so. When you see a Nigerian on a movie, he's either a fraudster, scam artist. He's always the bad guy in the whole situation, you know. But gradually I think it's changing. And it's a good thing for Nigeria, Nigerians, and everything else in between. So we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
When are you starting film school?
I'm hoping to start summer next year, August, September next year.
Okay. New York?
Sorry?
New York?
Not New York. I'm looking at one in Paris.
Really?
There's a film school in Paris, an international film school I'm looking at.
Really?
New York Film Academy is so expensive. I got I got an admission to go there in 2017. And my dad was like, girl,
he ran the numbers.
Girl, chill. So, yeah, I'm looking to go for the one in Paris.
All right, so we wish you all the best.
We wish you all the
Thank
best,
you so much.
Chavala Yaduma. Thank you so much for joining us on Daybreak Extra today.